Hello everyone. Here we will be discussing about the fourth module of basic electronics, which deals with the BJT, acting as an amplifier, about the switch, oscillators, about feedback amplifiers, Barkhausen criteria, all this. So this is the syllabus of the fourth module. So in this lesson, a simple things which we should know, that is, the capital letter are used both for DC and AC currents, I and current and voltages. The rule applied to RMS, average, peak and peak to peak AC values. AC current and voltage values are always RMS unless stated. DC quantities always carry an uppercase Roman or non-italic subscripts. For example, we can see that IB, IC and IE are the DC transistor currents. VBE, VCB and VCE are the DC voltages from one transistor terminal to the other. Single subscripted voltages such as VB, VC and VE are the DC voltages from the transistor terminal to ground. DC and AC quantities. AC and all time varying quantities always carry a lowercase italic subscript. For example, IB, IC and IE are the AC transistor currents. Here we can observe that first one is the capital and other is the lowercase. And same way here currents, this is the capital and this one is the lowercase. This is uppercase and this is the lowercase. So VBE, VCB and VCE are the AC voltages from one terminal to another. Single subscripted voltages such as VB, VC and VE are AC voltages from the transistor terminal to ground. The rule is different for internal transistor resistance. As we will see, the transistors have internal AC resistance that are designated by the lowercase r dash with appropriate subscript. For example, internal AC emitter resistance is designated as r dash E. BJT as an amplifier. Amplification. It is a process of linearly increasing the amplitude of the electrical signal and is one of the major properties of the transistor. What is this amplification? In a simple words, I can say if we provide an input to the transistor, at the output we will get the boosted version of the input. That is, amplified version of the input will be obtained at the output. This is called amplification process. BJT current gain is denoted as beta. It is biased for to operate in active region. That is, to work transistor as an amplifier, it should be operated in the active region. To operate the transistor in active region, emitter base junction should be forward biased and collector base junction should be reverse biased. When the emitter base junction is forward biased, it has low resistance. And when the collector base junction is reverse biased, it has high resistance. Now let us see how the voltage amplification occurs. As we know that IC equal to beta times IB, and IB is a very small voltage, current. Sorry, it is a current. IB is a very small current. So we can say that IC is approximately equal to IE. In the figure, we can see that it has a AC voltage here and a VBB, which is a DC voltage. So AC voltage is, this is the coupling capacitor. So AC voltage is superimposed on DC bias voltage VBB by a capacitive coupling. A DC bias voltage VCC is connected through the collector resistor RC. AC input voltage produces AC base current, in turn produces large AC collector current. The AC collector current produces AC voltage across RC. That is, when the input is given, it produces the current IB. In turn, collector current starts flowing through this. So when the collector current is flowing through this RC, a drop across RC is produced, thus producing an amplified but inverted reproduction of AC input voltage in active region of the operator. AC base voltage is, that is, VB equal to IE into R dash E. R dash E is the internal resistance of the emitter. AC collector voltage VC equals the AC voltage drop across RC. That is, VC voltage across the collector, that is equal to IC into RC, where IC is approximated to IE. The AC collector voltage, I can write VC equal to IE into RE. VB can be considered the transistor AC input voltage, where VB equal to Vs minus IBRV. VC can be considered the transistor AC output voltage, since the voltage gain is defined as the ratio of output voltage to input voltage. Gain is always ratio of output to input. So here voltage gain, it is the output voltage divided by input voltage. That is, ratio of VC to VB is the AC voltage gain. AV of the transistor is given by VC by VB. Substituting IERC for VC, we know that VC, it is given VC equal to IERC, and that is VC equal to IERC, and VB means IER dash E. So IE gets cancels, remaining is RC divided by R dash E will be the equation for the voltage gain of the transistor. Now here let us see a problem related to that. Determine the voltage gain and AC output voltage of the figure shown, and the value of R dash E is 50 ohm. Now voltage gain AV equal to RE divided by R dash E. RC divided by R dash E. RC value is 1 kilo ohm. 1 kilo ohm divided by R dash E is 50 ohm. So 1 K means into 10 raised to 3 divided by 50, we will get 20. AC output voltage V out equal to gain into input voltage, that is AV equal to V out by VB. So V out equal to AV into VB. AV we got 20 and VB input voltage, it is given as VB is 100 millivolt. By substituting the VB, we will get 2 volt as the RMS value. Now BJT as a switch. So here we can see a figure. This is the figure. This is the equivalent circuit of this transistor when it operates in the cutoff. So when the transistor operates in the cutoff region, it acts as an open switch. To act the transistor as an open switch, or to make the transistor to operate in the cutoff region, the condition is base emitter junction should be reverse biased and collector base junction should be reverse biased. Both the junctions should be reverse bias condition. Then only the transistor will be operating in the cutoff region. In this condition, there is ideally there is ideally an open between collector and emitter as indicated by the switch equivalent. So when it operates in the cutoff region, there will be an open between the collector and emitter as shown here. The transistor is in conditions in the cutoff. As mentioned, a transistor is in the cutoff region when the base emitter junction is not forward biased. In the sense, it is reverse biased. Neglecting the leakage currents, all the currents will be 0 and VCE, that is collector to emitter voltage, will be equal to this voltage, that is VCC. So VCE cutoff equal to VCC. Now the saturation. To act as a switch, this transistor should operate in two regions. One is in the cutoff and other is in the saturation. So already we have seen how to make this transistor to work in the cutoff region. In the same way, to operate the transistor in saturation region, both the junction should be forward biased. When both the junction is forward biased, we can see the equivalent circuit of the transistor here, over here. That is, in this condition, there is ideally short between collector to emitter. As indicated by this condition in the saturation. As I already told that both the junctions should be forward biased in this in this saturation, that is base emitter junction is forward biased and there is enough base current to produce a maximum collector current. The transistor is saturated. So the formula for the collector current saturation, IC sat equal to VCC minus VCE sat divided by RC. That is, in the outer loop, if I apply the KVL, I will get this equation. Since VCE sat is very small compared to VCC, it is usually be neglected. The minimum value of the base current, that is IB, needed to produce the saturation is IB minimum equal to IC by beta DC. That is, we know that IC equal to beta times IB. So by using that, IB minimum equal to IC sat divided by beta DC. Normally IB should be significantly greater than IB minimum to ensure the transistor is saturated. Now a problem related to this for a transistor, in the figure shown below, what minimum value of IB is required to saturate the transistor if beta DC value is given as 200, neglecting VCE set. Calculate the maximum value of RB when Vin is 5 volt. Now let's see how to solve. So the solution is, when the Vin is 0 volt, the transistor is in the cutoff, that is input is not provided. So both the junction will be in the reverse bias and transistor will be in the cutoff. It acts as an open switch. In this condition, we can say that VCE equal to VCC equal to 10 volt. Next, since second question, since VCE sat is neglected, so assume it to be 0 volt. Now IC sat equal to VCC divided by RC and IB minimum equal to IC sat divided by beta DC. By using this equation, we can find the IC sat. So it is 10 milliamps by substituting the values given over here. In the same way, IB minimum, once we get the IC sat, substituting that values and the beta DC value, we will get IB minimum as 50 microampere. Now the third question was, when the transistor is on, VB equal to 0.7 volt and V in value it is given as 5 volt. We need to find the RB maximum. That is VRB across this voltage drop across RB equal to V in minus VBE. V in is 5 volt, VBE is, it is always 0.7 if the silicon transistor is used, and that is 4.3 volt will be the VRB. Now calculate RB maximum means VRB divided by IB minimum. That is IB minimum we have obtained 50 microampere, VRB it is 4.3 volt. Then our RB maximum will be 86 kilo ohm. A simple application of a transistor switch, that is a LED light emitting diode, is connected as shown in the figure. Rest we discussed. It is a transistor acting as a switch. Along with that we have a LED here. So when the square wave is at 0 volt, the transistor is in the cutoff. That is a time period of 2 seconds it is given. That is from starting from here to here. This is a one period, we can say 1 second, and it is a high pulse, and this is low pulse, another 1 second. So when the square wave is at 0, so when it is at 0, the transistor is in cutoff, and since there is no collector current, the LED does not emit light. So when here it gets this 0, this will not be conducting, it will be in the cutoff. So when the transistor is in the cutoff, the LED does not emit any light. When the square wave goes to high, so when it goes high, the transistor saturates and the forward biases the LED, and the resulting collector current through the LED causes to emit light. Thus the LED is on for 1 second and off for 1 second. Please refer my blog Explore Electronics, and the path is given. Please do subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the updates. Keep watching. Thank you.